At a dance performance in Budapest, contract killer Joe Flood eliminates his target, but guards spot him as he makes his exit. Chaos erupts as the target's security team clashes with the opera house's guards, neither knowing who pulled the trigger. The gunfight spills onto the stage, sending dancers fleeing in panic. Amidst the turmoil, Joe notices Maize, a fallen dancer injured in the stampede. He carries her to safety, but before she can thank him, he is struck by a blinding headache and departs abruptly. He retreats to his fortified hideout, equipped with cutting-edge security systems. Seeking answers for his worsening headaches, Joe undergoes a full medical evaluation. Later, his handler Zvi informs him that his latest mark was a human trafficker, someone the world is better off without. Joe's payout is $750,000, but after deductions for cleanup, expenses, and Z's commission, little remains. When Joe asks for another contract, Zvi suggests he take a break and enjoy life. Tracking down Maize at her dance studio, Joe returns the phone she lost during the chaos. The two grow close, and Joe, concealing his true profession, falls for her. Maize opens up about the toll dance has taken on her body and how she looks forward to retirement. While continuing his missions across Europe, Joe nurtures his relationship with Maize. He eventually tells Zvi he wants out of the business. Zvi, who respects Joe for always following the assassin's code, agrees to arrange his retirement. Joe also requests a life insurance policy. Maize throws a birthday party for Joe, inviting Zvi and his wife Sharon. Sharon and Maize hit it off, and Zvi, seeing Joe's happiness, urges him to tell Maize the truth, warning that a life built on lies cannot last. Joe's world shatters when Kagan diagnoses him with Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease, a fatal disorder that will rob him of muscle control and cognitive function within 3 months. Kagan urges him to seek palliative care. Instead, Joe approaches Zvi with an unusual request: put out a $2 million hit on him. If Joe is assassinated, Maize can claim the life insurance payout. Zvi refuses. Desperate, Joe turns to Mariana Antoinette, an assassin whose father Joe once executed. Admitting that her father broke the code and deserved his fate, Mariana agrees to handle the contract. The hit is set to activate at midnight. That evening, Joe publicly breaks up with Maize. Later, drunk and guilt-ridden, he leaves her a voicemail explaining his illness. Minutes before midnight, Dr. Kagan frantically calls Joe. His diagnosis was a mistake. The test results had been mixed up. But the hit order is already in motion. At the stroke of midnight, Joe is attacked by the first assassin, Goyan, and his gang. He eliminates them swiftly. Next come the Hungarian Langos brothers on motorcycles. Joe takes them down too. When Joe tries to cancel the contract, Mariana refuses, seeing this as her one chance to kill him. She doubles the bounty to $4 million, funding it herself. Elite assassins from across Europe join the hunt, including the brutal Lovedoll Gasevich, the Scottish Mackenzie brothers, British strippers turned killers Ginny and Tanya, and the eerily graceful assassin Bodas. Fearing for Maize, Joe calls and warns her to flee Budapest without telling him where she's going. He promises to find her later. Seeking refuge, Joe visits Zvi and Sharon. Sharon, a former massage therapist, alleviates Joe's headaches and vision problems. Preparing for the coming battle, Joe rigs a nearby castle with traps. The assassins arrive but are swiftly dispatched. Meanwhile, Mariana enlists Lovedoll's help, pairing him with an aspiring but inept assassin, Money, whom she's mentoring. Mariana learns about Maize from her bodyguard, Max, who tracks her down. Lovedoll and Money abduct Maize from her apartment. Lovedoll calls Joe using Maize's phone, demanding a showdown at a cemetery, but Maize outwits Money and escapes, stealing Lovedoll's car. She crashes into Lovedoll before picking up Joe. Just then, Max and his hit squad open fire. Furious, Lovedoll demands Mariana raise the bounty to $6 million. Joe finally confesses to Maize. He's an assassin, he was misdiagnosed, and he wants to leave the life behind to be with her. But Maize, revealing she's pregnant, recoils. She refuses to raise a child with a killer. Before she can process it, she collapses, bleeding from a gunshot wound. Joe takes her to a church, where Father O'Brien grants them sanctuary. As Maize recovers, Joe proposes. O'Brien reluctantly agrees to marry them, but the ceremony is interrupted when Max and his men storm in, injuring the priest. Lovedoll arrives soon after. Joe takes down most of Max's team before trapping Lovedoll under scaffolding. Max prepares to kill Joe, but Maize, horrified, shoots him dead. Joe carries her out, leaving Lovedoll alive but wounded. Meanwhile, Zvi confronts Mariana at her compound and executes her for breaking the assassin's code. Hiring mercenaries like Max was a violation of their rules. In the aftermath, Joe and Maize marry. Though he vows to retire, Maize reminds him of the costs of raising a child and suggests he keep his options open. If this movie were real, who do you think would have the best fight scene? Joe versus Lovedoll or Maize versus Mariana? And would you want a sequel where Joe is forced out of retirement for one last job? Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.